Hello again, it's Noob, and here we have a Kaba Ezlett, and I believe this is Hungarian, I think, as a brand, and owned by Kaba, who make high security locks, and this is actually 4 or 5 pin lock, very, very good indeed. It's got high cut, low cuts, I think high cuts again, this is a maximum adjacent cut. Really sort of tough to pick around because of the chances of you over picking pin 2 when you're picking pin 3 and 4, and maybe even 5, which are very high set. So you can see how this is, yeah, a very, very nice lock. And look how tight that keyway is there. Just look at that. Very, very tight. So tight, in fact, that I'm getting a 0.4mm, I think, pick. And if you look here, I can just about get this up into, there you go, the warding, just like that. Can you see that? The pick is able to just squeeze up through the gaps in the warding. You can just about make out where that pin rests in a hole in this section of warding just here by the tip of my pick. So it makes it a particularly tricky pick, and it feels, and I could be wrong, but it feels like there are tapered pins in there, I think, or something like that, because you think it's picked and it won't open. So I'll put it in a vise and we'll see if I can't get it open. Very cool little lock, brand new, but still a bit of a pain. So as you all know, it's not unusual for me to remove a circlip off the back of the lock just before I pick it to make the gutting a lot easier when I get to it, so you're not hanging around too long with me fighting with circlips to see what's inside the lock. Unfortunately, the lock had a bit of an accident when I tried that. I wasn't looking at what I was doing, and I basically pulled the plug out, and I feel like an idiot. So much so, I haven't picked up this lock for, at least a month since that happened, and it's been in a corner, just having a timeout. Just having a little timeout. It annoyed me a lot. So I have a couple of lockpicks I want to use here. One is a 18,000th deep hook, and one is one which I actually came across in a review I did, these carbon fiber lockpicks with a very steep angled hook, which weirdly works very well in this lock. So maybe it was fate, who knows. Okay, so a little reminder of that amazing bitting on the key. I'll be so sad if I pull this plug out now. Oh, I'll probably just cry. Good news is, since I made this first half of the video, I actually reviewed a set of carbon fiber handle lockpicks with this profile, and this profile is just really thin with a high rise hook, and it works quite well for this lock. So he says, let's give it a go anyway. So going to go all the way to the back. We're picking up through the warding, trying to get onto, find the pin chamber holes. There we go, that's pin 5, nothing. 4, where are you? Where's pin chamber 4? 4, little click, just one. This is, that's 3, little click. Anything on 2? Maybe something on 2. Pin 1? Oh, got to go all the way around for 1. I think wrong. I think one got picked there. So it's back through to pin 5. And that gave a nice click. 4 feels binding, but I can't lift it, so I'm going to curl around the warding. And I can feel the pick in the pin chamber there, so that's interesting. 3 now. Another little click on 3. Oh, another little click on 3. It's going to go back to 5. 5. 4, which is higher set. 3 feels good. 2, is 1 fully set then? Do we drop 1 down? Oh, and again, so 1 was set really high. Let's go to pin chamber 5, 4, 3, nothing on 2, 1 feels okay. So something's not opening for us. I don't know who it is, so let's give the pick a little wiggle and reduce the tension a little bit, just in case something's tapered. Ah, get out of there. My pick feels a bit stuck. Okay. This is pin 3. Feels okay. 2. Just check 1 again. I know it's high set, but that seems ridiculous. Okay. So feels like, so this is pin 5. That feels fine. That feels good. No, that's 5. Is that 5? That's 5. Okay, that's 5. That feels fine, I think. This is 4. I think that's fine. This is 3. Feels good. This is 2. That feels fine. This is 1. So who isn't opening up and why aren't you? Oh, we just hit pin 5 and look, we've got the open. There's something going on inside that lock and I think we need to figure out what that is. So let me get a follower and we'll have a go at gutting this again. Now what I want to do is this time make sure I know which pins are in which pin chamber, because when the lock exploded I know I know what is inside it, but not what's inside it, if that makes any sense. So let's have a look here. So if I do it 90 degrees like that, that should be okay, shouldn't it? With the pins up. Nothing's going to get trapped, I don't think, so I'm just going to follow it through and hope for the best. Nice. Well, that went well. Only 5 pins, but what a tricky little pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So let me rearrange these, because tips down, tips down, tips down. And these are, I believe, slightly tapered, which makes it a more difficult pick. Can you see that beveled end to the pins? And then I also noticed on the other side of the pin chambers, they are ever so slightly undercut here. Can you see that little lip there? You see just there? And I think that step allows these pins to dig in as they... Oh, wrong side. Ha! So what's first? Yeah, got these sort of multi-spool pins here, like that. 1. Standard pin. 3. One of these multi-spools again. I'll turn the way up that they were. 4. Another one of those sort of multi-spools. Oh, and 5. Another one. So, and these springs are all the same. They're all like this. I'll show you from the other side of the lock. Now, that's all well and good. Stay. If I populate these pins in here like this. 1, 2, come here. 2, 3. Yeah, all of these have little tapers on. Look at that. That's really mean. These tapered key pins mean they're very, very easy to overset. And if you do, it's a right pain. I don't know if the driver pins are beveled. They're not. But you can see how all of these pins are active, apart from this little standard pin, which we can ignore for now. You can see there. But all of these sort of double spools, they all interact really nicely. So at least one of the spool chambers, so in pin position 5 here, I can feel 1, 2 chambers actually working on here. So two of these spools actually working, this single chamber, sorry, is what I meant to say. And that sort of undercut lip must make it act a bit like extra serrations on there. It's really hard to explain, but it does sort of catch on that lip slightly. Yeah, and this one, again, pin 4, not the 4, just catches on that first spool and definitely catches on the second. And it's quite sharp. You hear that? Oh, you hear that? Can you hear that? It really catches sharply on there. It's definitely that little lip there. It sort of catches and then catches again. So it does act like a, there, can you see that? So I grab it again. Let's try another one. Yeah, it sort of does a double bite on that lip, on that sort of undercutting or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, really nice lock. Anyway, look, I'm going to try to reassemble this lock. Wish me luck. But I really hope you enjoyed that video. A couple of months in the making, this one, as it happens. And it just goes to show that sometimes the right pick is for the right job. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, now's a great time to do so for more content like this. You can always hit that notification bell as well to be notified when I next upload content. If you have any comments about this lock, if you picked one of these, what do you think to it? I'd love to know in the comments below. I do read them all and reply as many as I can. Otherwise, stay safe, happy picking, and I'll see you all next time.